Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 49 in my Automate Everything Minecraft series. In today's episode, I am going to be diving a little bit further into the mod Thaumcraft. First off, today, I am going to do some one research, and that would be the elemental tools research. Now, the thing is, there are things that I need to have already done to be able to complete this research, but I have most of them done. I need these 5 items, and I do have all 5 of those items in my inventory right here. They are the Thaumium tools, and I need a theory of fundamentals, and I need a arcane infusion theory. If you can't tell, in between episodes, I made quite a bit of progress in Thaumcraft. I didn't want to have to slog through the entire, all of the research on camera because it would just be a really, really long time to do. But I can go ahead and do one thing. I do need to complete this research. I do need an arcane infusion theory. And so I'm going to try to do that right now. And to do research, I think I did a little bit of research last episode, but I want to arcane infusion. Okay, yeah, I'm looking for infusion here, so I'm going to try to do everything I can to get the infusion up higher. So basically, okay, so Golemancy, reject arcane infusion. Unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do right here to boost my arcane infusion, so I'm going to go ahead and grab a yeah, I can't even say it. Gonna grab one of these shards because to complete this research I need one vis crystal with me, or V crystal. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Ponder. Alchemy, I don't need alchemy. I need arcane infusion, and unfortunately I'm just not getting what I need here. Okay, vitreous. I can do this. So gain 25 infusion if I do that. So let's see if I have 10 vitreous crystals. How do we make vitreous? Now I need a file of this to do the research. So I believe there are pretty easy ways to get vitreous, and I think it's like diamonds and emeralds provide good amount of vitreous. Let's look at that. Yes, so let's get a few of these and then some files. So yeah, I have a bunch of empty glass files, so I'll need that. And then this also produces lucrum, so let me see if I don't have any of that. And I don't think that's what it's called anymore. Okay, so it's a desiderium now. Yeah, can't even say it. So let's see if I have any of that. I have some of the V crystals. That's not what I need. So yeah, so I might need some empty jars. I do have a bunch of warded jars, and I have a bunch of them that are labeled and have some random elements in them. Anyways, to get what I need is I need to pop the diamonds into here, and I need to let them smelt down, and then I need to grab some files and get what I need from here. Now the thing is, I can't see what's in these arcane alembics right now, and I guess I haven't even described what this is for. What the Essentia Smeltery does, and let's actually go to alchemy real fast. It converts the diamonds down to its Thaumcraft elements, which would be the let me just go back to the diamonds. It would be the 2 elements there. It would be the crystal one, and I forget what its name, and what was once called lucrum, the desiderium or whatever. Anyways, so that will be what I get in these files here. Vitreous is the crystal one. So yeah, I got, looks like 2 files of vitreous and 2 files of the other. Now there should be a little spare stuff in here, but I can't see what it is. But I do have these goggles of revealing, which you can get through Thaumcraft. In the artifice, I think Yeah, it's one of the basic things you can make, and it's made like this with 50V. Anyways, so that allows me to actually see what's in here. So I can see that I have 2 and 3. So unfortunately, you cannot put them in files unless it is 10. So I'm just going to put the spare amount into these jars here. So I have 3 vitreous and 2 desideri. Not so good at reading, apparently. Anyways, I needed this one file, and I need to go up here and do this research. So that should boost my Arcane Infusion by 25, and I'm hoping to get this up to 100% by the end of this. So, yeah. None of this is what I need, so I'll just do one of them. Unfortunately, I don't think I have these done. And these are procured by taking paper and scribing tools and just scanning the night sky. And it's daytime right now, so I don't think I can scan anything. I'm not sure if I can or not. Yeah. So I've already scanned it during the day, apparently. Let's see if I actually have these. Lunar waning gibbons and lunar first quarter. I do have a few of them done. I need waning gibbons. I actually think I have them. Sweet. I didn't really think I had them. Okay, so we're almost to 100%. I really want to get to 100%. That's for alchemy. That's for artifice. Unfortunately, none of this can help me here, so I'm just going to do this one. Alchemy again and Gollemancy. I'll do the Gollemancy one. None of it's beneficial, to be honest. Yeah, let's reject the Gollemancy. I definitely don't want to do this, so I'm going to go ahead and try to do this. Spiritus and Vacuous, I think I have those. So I just need 1 crystal of each, and I can get rid of some of this stuff I don't need right now. I think the other one was Vacuous. So I really need something for Arcane Infusion. However, because this is in the light blue, I believe it will give me progress toward Arcane Infusion. If I whip it open my Thaumcraft here, I don't even know where it's at. There's somewhere where I can check my progress. And I don't remember where it is. Obviously, I'm not a pro at this Thaumcraft thing. Okay, here it is. It's the knowledge totals. It's just this little scroll thing over here. Right now, I have 0 arcane infusion theory. I have just a little bit of progress there. So I really could use something here. And unfortunately, I do not want to do this at all because this kind of makes all of this just about the same, which will draw down my arcane infusion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and complete my theory. I did get enough progress because that thing popped up, so I should have everything I need to go ahead to the arcane infusion, and I do have this now, so I can complete it. So cool. So that's not all I'm going to do today. So next, I am going to set up my Arcane Infusion table, and that is described on this in the Thaumcraft here. And I have everything built I need, and let's actually go up there. I have basically everything ready to go, except I haven't actually converted this into its usable form yet. So I can't remember if I need Salus Mundus or my Caster's Gauntlet to actually do this. Okay, so I have... Okay, so let's just use my Caster's Gauntlet and see if that works. I think I need Salus Mundus. So let's grab one of those. And I think If I sprinkle that on, it will transform, and when it is ready to go, it will look like this. So now my infusion table is ready to go, and let's see. Let's actually try to make something today with this infusion table, because it's something you can use to create items. So what I want to actually make, I don't know where it went. Oh, I want to make the lamp of growth. This is actually under the artifice tab, but it is made in the infusion table. And so I want to make this today. But first, I need to actually finish my arcane infusion table. One of the things that mentions somewhere in here, I think it's right here. Infusion crafting is not without risks. The entire process involves forcing vast energies into a single object. Unpredictable things tend to happen. And I know in the past versions of this mod, it has things get knocked off tables, things sometimes even explode, bad things can happen. Usually, one of the fusion objects gets knocked off a pedestal, which just requires you putting it back on, or flux gets generated, but more catastrophic events are not unheard of. The longer the crafting continues due to unresolved problems, and that would be like you not having enough V to complete the craft. It can be one of the problems, or not having an item on a pedestal that needs to be there. Bad things tend to happen if you leave those things unresolved. These effects can be reduced by various means. Firstly, you wish to keep the entire fusion structure as symmetrical as possible. Take careful note of where you place pedestals and make sure they are balanced with other pedestals on the opposite side of the altar. When placing fusion items into them, you may wish to keep them balanced as well. Lastly, you can place occult paraphernalia, and that's what I'm going to be doing next, around the altar in symmetrical formations, things like candles, skulls, etc. These will have the effect of reducing instability. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make both candles, and I'm going to place down a bunch of skulls to keep things symmetrical. Now, as you see, I actually do already have arcane pedestals set up around my infusion table, and they are in a perfect pattern, so everything is symmetrical with my table right now, but there is no paraphernalia on it, and if you have more paraphernalia on here and it is symmetrical, it will increase the stability. So that's what we want to do. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some skulls, because I have a bunch of them, and let's go ahead and use them. I don't have very many skeleton skulls. I do have a bunch of zombie skulls and stuff like that. So let's get started. Let's place down skulls facing the corner pedestals like this. And then let's see here. You know what? Let's do the skeleton skulls near the middle. I only have 8 of them. Let's only use... Oh, that's not... See, I want them to all be facing perfectly so that everything is perfectly symmetrical. Okay, so let's actually get rid of those. We don't need any more of those. And then... let's do zombies. Here and here. And then I am going to place candles down. What about Enderman heads? I think I have a bunch of those. Yeah, let's go ahead and use those. I think I'm done with the other heads. You know what? Let's have these. Let's have these facing in. That's not creepy at all. I didn't realize they would do that. That's very, very creepy. Anyways, so the next thing I want to do is I want to make some candles. So let's see here. Can't remember where exactly they're at. Okay, so basically it's just we need to make magic tallow, and then we can make the candles. So actually I have a bunch of tallow already made up. Tallow is really, really simple to make. It's just 1 Ignis with rotten flesh. That gives you tallow. And Like I said, I think I have a bunch of this. I might even want more, so let's see how much Ignis I have. I don't have a whole lot. And TNT is the best way to make Ignis for me. So let's grab some TNT. And okay, so that'll provide what, 74 Ignis. So that should be, I need 74 rotten flesh. And then we need to deal with the other aspects here. So I'll have, if I use slivers to get rid of the rest of it, for each 2 Perditio, I need 1 sliver to make a Perditio V crystal, and then for each of the poison one, and I forget what it's called, I can also make a V crystal. Since I'm using 2 TNT, the math is real simple. I just need 37 slivers for the Perditio and then 18 for the other. So that'd be 55 slivers here. So I need 55 of these. Okay, so this is what I'm going to throw in my crucible here, and it needs to be in that order. So there's the, oh, come on. This is the one thing that makes, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that should be everything. Everything came out good. Cool. And now we can make some candles. And I actually forget if, okay, I don't, okay, tallow. Where's the regular candle? Okay, there it is. It does not need to be in the this right here, the arcane workbench. It is a normal recipe. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of these things. So I need string as well. Have a bunch of that. And then we are going to place a bunch of candles down. But first I'm going to color several of them. I think the rest of my table is literally going to be covered in candles. So I'm going to make a lot of these things. That should be good for now. I think that will be enough. If it's not, we can always come back. So let's get some dyes here and color some of these candles. So do I have orange? So that would be what, red and yellow. I can do yellow pretty easily, I think. Green, do I have green? I do have some green. So let's go ahead and color some candles. Okay, so let's go up here, and once again we want to keep everything as symmetrical as we can. So along the outside, I think let's do blue, just all along the outside. And then I think I'm gonna do blue, a little bit more blue, because I do have a lot of blue here. These Enderman heads are following me now. I hope that doesn't like disrupt the balance of the table or anything. Okay, so let's set down some red ones. Red can go in between the blue. I think I like that. And I think I made way too many of these candles. I also missed a bunch of blue candles over here. Okay, so next, let's do yellow, and actually, you know what? Let's do yellow in between the zombie heads here. And then I think I don't really like green being here beside the zombie heads because it's green by green. So let's actually try to make some orange if I can. So I know I can make this more efficiently, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this anyways. You know what? We can go ahead and go with purple. I wanted to do orange, but whatever. Purple will work. So let's take these purple candles and let's finish up this table. Now this table should be a, I think, pretty good table. It is covered in paraphernalia and it is perfectly symmetrical. Any way you slice this table, it is perfectly symmetrical. So hopefully it's very stable and it will help us do some awesome crafting. Anyways, so I think it's about time to actually get down to some crafting. And I can get rid of these Thaumium tools because I don't really need them at this point. So, like I said before, what I want to make is the Lamp of Growth, because this is something that I might be able to use in the future for a better tree farm. I have a tree farm that I made in one of the first episodes of this series, but I probably will make an awesome, super superior one in the future. And these Lamps of Growth could be a critical part of that. So, okay, so let's first read how this thing functions. Unlike the arcane lamp from which it is made, the arcane lamp of growth does not cast much light unless it is provided with herba essentia. So it needs herba essentia in some form. If this is done, any plants which grow where its light shines the brightest will grow much faster than normal, and I can attest to this. So if I had a tree farm and I had these set up around the tree farm, the trees would grow a whole lot faster, and that's kind of the goal of the Lamp of Growth. Essentia can be fed to the lamp by attaching it directly to an Essentia piping system. The lamp can be turned off by applying a redstone signal. So let's actually see how we make this thing. We need these items around the table, arranged in this fashion. They need to be in this order anyways. They don't need to be like exactly in this position around the table. But bone meal, gold ingots, and Terra V crystals. So let's actually grab that stuff. So we need 2 gold ingots, 2 Terra V crystals, and bone meal, I think, was the last thing. 2 bone meal. And then lastly, in the middle, I need an arcane lamp. To make an arcane lamp, I need iron plates and amber blocks, or an amber block. So let's grab 4 iron plates. Let's grab amber blocks, or amber, and make an amber block. Let's actually make a bunch of these. And actually, let's make as many of these as we can, because in the future I will probably be making more of these lamps. So might as well make as many as I can. And I think I need air crystals. Okay, Lamp of Growth. Air and Ignis. So I'm going to be held back right now because I don't have very many air crystals. You know what? I don't want to use all of them. So let's just grab a few for right now. So yeah, there's 4 arcane lamps, and I'm only gonna make 1 Lamp of Growth on camera today, but I might make more off camera later. It should be a pretty simple process. Anyways, now the last thing I actually need for this is I need this stuff down here in jars. So I need herba, instrumentum, lux, and life. Now the instrumentum is really easy. I know for a fact that if I do Restonia pickaxe, this gives me 12 instrumentum. So let's grab some of these guys, and that should be more than enough. Let's hop down here, and they need to be thrown into the Essentia smeltery. And thankfully these things cook up pretty fast. So that should be my instrumentum. Next I need herba. I'm not sure what I can get herba from, to be honest. I do have an herba jar, and I have some V crystals. I can just go ahead and use V crystals because they are just pure herba. And let's pop them in. Let's just pop them in here as well. Next, I need lux, which lux is pretty easy to do because torches have lux. Let's throw in something like 12 torches, because that will provide 60 lux on the high end. Now, some of the elements there of the torch will actually be created into the bad stuff, which, yeah, is not ideal, but whatever. So I have my instrumentum. Let's see if I have a jar of instrumentum. I do not, so I do need another empty jar. And let's see, do I have lux? I do have a lux one. Let's actually grab a label or two as well. Oh, whoops. And then the last thing I need is Victus. I do not have a jar of that, so I need another jar. Okay, so this is herba. Let's go ahead and grab the herba. So I have 54 herba in here. This is for the instrumentum. I have 56 instrumentum, 9 lux, and that lux should be over here. And while we're at it, let's empty the bestia out as well. Okay, so these are all empty, which is ideal. And then I need the, and I already forget what it's called. Victus. So let's actually see where we can get some Victus. And you can do that just by typing in Victus down here in just enough items. Click on it and it will give you what has the most Victus all the way down to what has the least. So I think plants often have a decent amount of Victus. Actually, saplings would have got herba as well, which is kind of sad, but oh well. So let's grab some saplings if I have a decent amount. Yeah, I do. So let's grab 6 saplings, and I'm going to go ahead and scan these because I don't think I have, and I have not. Let's just throw the saplings in there, and then we should start to see the herba and stuff come out. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait on the Victus off camera because that'll be the second thing distilled. Because it'll do all of the herba first, and then it'll do the Victus in this one, and then I'm going to be right back. And here we are. The Victus actually came into here because I emptied the herba right as the Victus was getting ready to be separated. So now that I have the Victus and the instrumentum all done, I want to go ahead and label these jars. So let's go ahead and do that. The way you label jars is once a worded jar has something in them, all you do is right click with a label. And labels are pretty easy to make. I think it's just slime, ink, and paper or something like that. Anyways, if you need to know the recipe, it's just really easy to look up. So I think I have everything I need. 20, 15, 15, and 15. So now what we need to do is we need to go up here and we need to place these jars down. I do not think that they need to be in a symmetrical fashion around the table, but I'm going to place them that way anyways. So let's do this. And then we need our arcane lamp placed in the middle, and you place stuff on pedestals just by right clicking it. And then what I need to do is I need to make sure to put these in the correct pattern. I say, okay, so the gold goes in the corners, it looks like. And I can do 1 gold over there, 1 gold over here. The bone meal goes clockwise around. So I think how I'm going to do this, because it almost looks like the infusion table on this would have maybe 4 pedestals around. But the way I think I'm going to do this is I'm going to place the bone meal here and here. And then I'm going to place the Terra V crystals here and here. Now, I believe, I'm not entirely sure, but I think to get this thing started, you take your Caster's Gauntlet and right-click on the Runic Matrix. Now, what we should start seeing happening is, at least in the past, you would see the V start to flow from your warded jars, and I don't see that happening. So I don't really know why. Okay, there it goes. I guess it didn't want to go the first time. Anyways, so you should start to see your flows here, and that's just the V leaving the jars and being used. And okay, so the Victus, and this is the last, and then it should start to consume the items around the table. And this, I think, is the last one. Boom, Lamp of Growth. Fantastic. That's how you use an infusion table. Now, I can't use this lamp yet because I need to provide it with Herba Essentia to actually make it go or make it function. But the thing is, I can make stuff with that infusion table up there, and that is fantastic. So I think this is a good wrapping up point for today's episode. In the future here, I think I want to try to do my best to automate the production of the Essentia around here to be provided for the crafting table. And that's going to be a little complicated, but I kind of think I can do it. So that's kind of where the automation will come in, or at least part of it. And there are other things I can automate in Thaumcraft related to the infusion table and to like the Arcane Alembics here and the Essentia smelteries and stuff like that. I can even automate the Crucible with some help with the alchemical automation, or the Arcane Alembic, I think is what it's called. And I definitely will be looking into that in the future. But for right now, I think I'm in a good spot. I've made a lot of progress in this mod. So in today's episode, I set up this awesome infusion table. I did a little bit of research in the Thaumanomicon, and then I made this Lamp of Growth. And I also made some, didn't make the warded jars, but I filled some of the warded jars with stuff to use in infusion, and that's all nice and good. So hopefully in the future I will be able to make even better stuff with all of this. But anyways, for right now, if you liked today's episode, give it a like. If you enjoy automation in Minecraft, that's normally what I do. So definitely consider subscribing to my channel. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.